Hello everybody, Andy here from Glass Half Dead, the #1 Kill Team channel on YouTube, unless of course you are aware of any other channel on YouTube, in which case just ignore what I said, don't look into it, please. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about roadmaps. I was thinking of doing like, here's the Kill Team roadmap, if I had one, but I don't. But I want to tell you why GW should now give us a roadmap. Look, here's how it is. GW doesn't like to do roadmaps. Several reasons why. Firstly, if they miss a release because of whatever, production capacity, who knows, or they make a mistake and have to recall product and then redo it, blah, 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 whatever, they don't want to put that out because, I don't know, it can affect their stock price or they get complaints, I guess, from you said you were going to release it here, why haven't you released it, etc., etc. You get it. So they don't like to tell us dates. They also don't like to tell us things. Now, I'm sure that there's a reason for this, and that like somebody's run the numbers in GW and have said, if we tell them, like, you know, once we told them about this release, and then the people that we knew were going to buy this thing didn't buy anything until then because they're saving their money, and we prefer to keep our customers in a state of perpetual FOMO uncertainty, because actually it turns out when you do that, kind of like there's a psychological experiment with pigeons where it's a thing, you get it, you know what I mean. Pigeons. We are pigeons. And there you go. Right, I've lost my train of thought, so let's get straight into it. Because I think that we can now have a roadmap that we like and actually gives us something, but the GW also like because it tells us nothing. Ah, that's weird. What a dichotomy. What do I mean? Good question. I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean. Of course, before we do get into that quickly, I would like to quickly say, hey, what's this? It's by GG Easy. It's an all-in-one travel box. You got your magnetized models, you got your score tracker, you've got your dice tray, you got a whole load of dice, you got your tokens, and there's a tray of extra things in the bottom. If you're interested in that, do check out. I've got a 10% off code pinned in the top comment. Super like it if I'm going to tournaments, etc. I like an all-in-one solution. There you go. I also, if you want to look into that a little bit more, I do have a whole video where I unbox it properly. That's just Google Glass Half Dead Kill Team equipment. You'll find it. Okay, let's get into what we have got before in the past from GW. Because, so here's the thing. To you guys, to the people actually watching this, I could just say they should give us a roadmap. Yeah, great. Wow. What a brave statement. Well done, Andy. What a trailblazer you are in the community. But I'm trying to convince the people that aren't watching this, aka actually Games Workshop employees, that they should give this to us. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look back at the roadmaps they've given us in the past, and then we're going to say, but hold on, you can give us something we actually want that doesn't break any of your rules. So from back in the day, back in Octarius 2021, if you want to phrase it that way, this was our first ever roadmap. Now, this is actually, terrifyingly, one of their more detailed roadmaps for us. We have numbers, months, and we have war zones. What's a war zone? We didn't know. They didn't really tell us. That's fine. And that's fine. Keep in mind that at this point, Warzone Octarius, Death Corps of Krieg Orc Commandos, that had already released. What this roadmap here was telling us, forget everything on it. They were just saying, and they could have just given us one line, but instead they gave it up to us in a graphic, which is fine. I love a good graphic. Love an infographic, me, as does everybody. All they said here was, we are going to support Kill Team for more than one release. Nice, cool. This was very good to say. This gave people the reassurance, confidence to buy into a system. Good. This is something that is mandatory for GW to do. You've got to tell people, hey, this isn't just a one-off. For example, hypothetical, off the top of the dome, imagine if they release the next Space Hulk, whenever that might be this year, who knows? And they drop Space Hulk on us, and then they also give us a roadmap and say, this is now going to be more like Warhammer Quest, and we're going to be doing expansions regularly for Space Hulk. That is a thing they might do. And we would have no way of knowing that if they do not give us a roadmap, because we would assume that Space Hulk would be a one-off purchase. Giving us a roadmap allows us to set expectations, allows us to build hype. There may well be people from, 8 years ago or whatever that have Space Hulk that see the new one drop and say, I don't need it. I like my old ones. The new Terminators are just slightly larger. The new Gene Stealers are just slightly larger and with better poses. I don't care. But then they drop the roadmap and it's like, oh, this is a whole thing. This is a thing. I'm going to buy the thing. Cool. We then go to their second roadmap for Kill Team. Now this, so this is a much worse image, let's be honest, but it does say at the bottom, major quarterly expansions with all new Kill Teams, terrain and more. Saying all new terrain is a bit of a stretch, but I'll give it to them. But they've done something I like here. They've given us names, and that's going to be a hint. That's going to be a hint to what I'm asking. Shadow Vaults, Soul Shackle, Gallowfall. Now, of course, we are all consummate professionals in Kill Team lore. These do not actually relate to the teams that were in the box. These are about the lore. Gallowfall, obviously referring to the fact that the ship was falling, right? Cool. So this is giving us the season, 22 to 23, and it's giving us words. I like words, thank you. That's great. But these are, because of the naming schemata, these words mean nothing. Okay, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. We're going to the third thing. So, Gallow Dark. It fell. We see that here. Lovely. Good. It then tells us we have Ashes of Faith. Do note, again, at this point, Ashes of Faith had been announced. And so, this roadmap is the worst roadmap they've ever given us. Because it tells us nothing, does it? No, it does not. So, just to quickly insult them a bit. So, at this point, we know Gallow Dark is ending. And we know it's the season finale. And we know we've got Ashes of Faith. We know that. So, what does this roadmap show us? Individual team releases, Kill Team Annual. New season. Great. Thanks, buds. Really cool, really cool. Really like what you've done with that. So you can do this wrong, as we know from G-Dubs. Okay. With all this in mind, they're willing to give us certain information. But I think we can all agree, from all three of these, from Octarius to Gallow Dark to nothing, they are willing to say things, but they are not willing to give us actual information. However, if we look at this one, Shadow Vaults, Soul Shackle, Gallowfall, they literally told us what was coming. Those are the names. These names meant nothing, but that has all changed. What if they gave us a roadmap now? Now, I wouldn't like this as a roadmap. Don't just give us 3 names, right? Give us a bit more. But give us the names. Allow me to show you a little mock-up I've done of what a roadmap could look like. Here we go. Allow me to shrinkify myself even further. Lovely. So what do we have here? Well, of course we have Brutal and Cunning. Now, in hindsight, we realise that this meant something, right? In fact, all of the names now mean something. Gone are things like, whatever they were called, Gallowfall, Soul Shackle, right? They were narrative names. Now we have team-based names. Team-based names. Suddenly, they can tell us the names, which we know they're willing to do. We don't really need dates. I guess you can give us a seasonal thing, right? Doesn't matter. We know you might miss it. It's whatever. But give us the names and give us the quarter. That's all we need, baby. You tell us nothing, but you give us a guessing game. Because now we know the code. We know that each of the names are related to the teams instead of the lore. Brutal and Cunning. Okay, that would have been quite easy to guess the Orcs, but no way anybody's guessing Rattlings from Cunning, are they? But we could guess. We could have guessed more like a Phobos team. Maybe it's a double Orc team. Who knows? blood and zeal. We now know the blood is corn. That's great. We could have guessed that. Zeal could have been Black Templars, could have been anything. Turned out to be fat dudes singing, but that's fine. Whatever. It's cool. It's cool. We all enjoy that. So a bit of a sea shanty, I guess. I don't know. And then, obviously, I've made these names up, just to be clear, in case that wasn't obvious. You just used 2 words. Ash and grit. Storm and plunder. But not storm because there was hive storm. Hive storm, right? Hive, Vespids. Storm, stormtroopers. Right? That's the thing. That's the key. That's the code. It's been broken. All right? So you got what? Ash and grit, talon and claw. Faith and... I can't think of another word. Faith and cinders. Boom. You're welcome. Blood and bone. Is this just kind of the same naming scheme as like Romantasy these days? I think it might be, actually. I guess it works. I guess it just works. So yeah, we should probably follow that, right? So let's do that. And then, of course, we get the next kill zone. Tell us what the kill zone's called, because it tells us nothing. I just made the word kill zone terminus up. Obviously, terminus is already a thing in 40k. Just, like, isn't there, like, maybe it's going to be a Tyranid hive city or whatever, or a city that's infected by Tyranids being taken over, or actual just, like, organic terrain that we get to play around with and on. And it's going to be like we're fighting our way through a hive ship. Who knows? Who knows? And call it that. Killzone... I don't know. I'll brainstorm it later. Don't worry. But, right, this is it. Then, because we now know this code, they give us the roadmap. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 words. The roadmap is 8 words. But it tells us something now. It's not just nothing. It's not genuine nothing. They tell us nothing, but we can guess and speculate and get worked up over it. And maybe we see something and people that are deep into the lore know that, oh, well, actually that word can relate to this for this team. Suddenly we have speculation. We have buy-in. We have a way to be excited while still knowing nothing. And then, of course, we will have the day when the box set gets revealed, and you'll have everybody on Reddit or in Discord saying, yes, well, of course, I knew. I called it 8 months ago. I knew that when they said zeal, of course they didn't mean Grey Knights. I knew all along that it was this. Who would say that? What kind of... Everybody on the internet, actually, yeah. We love to do that. We love to do that. We love to pretend we know things when we don't know anything, but we like to feel more superior to others. And so we say, I knew. Anyway, this would be awesome. They should do that. Thank you.